Hey and welcome to New World with Aragon. So in this video I'd like to go over the easiest way that I have found to level up within New World. And no, it's not just town project quests. It's not just doing faction quests. It's in fact actually just doing the main story and those side quests. But the most important part is to do those quests within the right area. So I've spent quite a lot of time within the game. Now you can either go and level up these trade skills. They will generally not level you up overall too quickly whatsoever. So either you will focus on leveling these up, and you may as well do so while you're out questing, or you can prioritize mainly on getting your overall level up. So the easiest way to do so is literally to follow the main storyline. You can see I'm at level 31 and this main storyline quest will give me over 5,000 XP along with upgrading my Azoth staff. Now sometimes you won't be able to follow your main story quest because it will require you a level, and it'll require you to be that level in order to proceed. Here, it recommends me to be level 32. I'm level 31, but I won't have a problem completing this quest because it's just within the zone of Brightwood, meaning there are enemies there, of course, which are going to be level 35 to 38, but as long as they're not 10 levels higher than me, they won't like insta kill you, and thus you'll be able to kill them with just a bit of skill. So right now here, I would have to go and make my way to the Alliance here, travel to Fort Alazar and go and report back to this guy. An easy way to do is make sure you unlock these shrines. You can see I'm just down here all the way in Cutlass Keys, and I can just travel to that shrine very close to me, and then I'll be able to just teleport all the way up to Brightwood just in this fort here, and then make my way up the hill there. So that's basically it. Follow your main story quest, and otherwise you can see on screen here a list of those different areas on your map that you should generally travel to if you're that level or higher. We can see that the starting zones for level 5 First Light, your Everfall, your Monarch's Bluffs, and also your Windsward. Those will be the zones you'll automatically get put in when starting out in the game. But as soon as you've got to about even 20, you can already go and venture out to up to your Brightwood and also your Cutlass Keys. It can be a little bit risky since enemies can be at 10 level higher than you, so just watch out. But definitely when you're 25, head to Cutlass Keys and you want to go around, and for example, when you look up here, this is in Brightwood, you will have those little pins, and those pins signify those quests, and these quests will generally give you the most XP outside of your main storyline quest. As we can see here, these are the side stories and they will give you a decent chunk of XP. Otherwise, there are of course faction missions, but they really don't give a lot of XP. The main reason you will do this is for your faction reputation and also the tokens which you can spend in the store. Then there are town projects which you can complete, but I don't recommend fully focusing on them, as some of them can be just very time consuming and just take a while, especially when you don't have those trade skills already leveled up. Many of them will have the requirement, like here you're going to have to acquire firm fish fillets, so you're going to have to spend a bunch of time fishing, and if you haven't got the skills up, it'll just take you an exuberant amount of time. Or here you'll have to go craft stone blocks. That's a very easy one to do, but you're going to have to make sure that you have those sandpapers to be able to actually refine them to bricks, and so on and so forth. You can get some quests that will give you a hefty amount of XP. Look, just crafting 40 stone brick will give you over 3,000 XP. This is definitely one you would want to complete, as it's going to give you just as much XP as you would get on a main story quest. Just keep an eye out for those ones, and you may as well, if you're within an area, just go and pick up all of those town project quests in the area you're going to be questing in, whether it's for your main story or you're just completing side stories to catch up to the level at which is required for the main story. Now these are the shrines right here, and when you're adjacent to them you can open your map and you can teleport to other shrines or settlements. For example, I could go and travel all the way up to Brightwood, but it will cost me a decent chunk of Azoth. But as you play the game, when you just kill enemies and search chests and things, you will obtain this Azoth fairly easily. so I wouldn't worry about spending it. But just be warned, if you're trying to do town project quests and you're teleporting all over the place, I know I've done so and I've used up all of my Azoth, and then yeah, you can get very easily stuck in an area you don't want to be. If you're in a low leveled area, that can be even worse, because it will take quite a while to get the Azoth, or you'll just be walking. In order to find a town project board in a settlement, you can zoom in all the way on one of them and you can look around, and it's going to be where this government area is, and it's literally this marker just here. It'll generally be adjacent to the war board, which you can also sign up on if you're part of a faction that a war is going to take part in. You will have also invasions on certain settlements. For example, just down here in Cutlass Keys, and in order to defend it, you will have to unfortunately be level 50 to sign up for that. So this is your town project board, and every town it will look the same. They'll have all those pinned pieces of writing with those seals. You access it and it will look exactly like this, and you'll just have to go be required to fill out these certain requirements, and then you can go and claim them once you have those items in your inventory. You could have the items in the storage shed, but keep in mind your storage shed will only be accessible in that certain settlement. I have my main hub as Everfall, as that was my starting area, so I generally keep most of my stuff in that storage shed rather than getting confused as where I've put something. But I guess later in the game you might want to choose one settlement where you keep a big store of, let's say, primary resources. Like you could stick all of your wood and stone in Monarch's Bluffs, all of your ores in Everfall, all of your leathers and stuff in Ebonscale. It can also depend. Make sure when you click on one of those settlements, have a look at their crafting stations. When you level up your certain crafting skills, they will require you to have certain level in crafting station. When you have an invasion and you fail to defend that settlement against the invasion, these tiers of crafting benches will get reduced. So keep an eye out for that. And if you like a place and you want to help defend it, you can always sign up for the invasion. But again, you'll have to be level 50. And at that point, you probably wouldn't be watching this video, as you won't really worry about leveling up too much anymore. So to conclude, the easiest way to level up is follow your main story quests. Outside of that, follow your side story quests. Otherwise, just try and complete the quests along the way. Let's say a quest requires you to travel some great distance. You may as well drop by and quickly complete a quest that might just be there. Let's say I'm traveling between Brightwood and Weaver's Fen, and I may as well go and complete this Upper's Hunt quest. You can also view it on your journal or quickly pin it, and that way you'll be able to access it just by viewing it in your HUD. But if you inspect it, you can also see how much XP it is and see, is it actually worth it popping by to pick this up or not. And you will also have faction quests you can pick up for pretty much every town as well, as long as you're a certain level. And again, I'll put on screen here the certain zones you want to be questing in to gain the most amount of XP for your level. Currently for me, I'm level 30, so I want to be leveling within Weaver's Fen to gain the most amount of XP for my quests, but that would be outside of course, the main story quest. So if I presented this well, consider leaving the video a like, and if you're new around here, consider subscribing. We'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.